action. Now it's Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, how about the challenge we're seeing here in this game early? Man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
Now it's 2nd and 10. And Wilson in motion left. Working from the gun. Rodgers. And a completion to Wilson. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Rodgers again now. And that is incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
2nd and 10. On play action, Rodgers. He gets this to Davante Adams. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A very solid gain of 27.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
They'll run with Hall. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
Hall again. And he'll be stopped up short as the tackle is made at about the 3. So now it's 3rd and goal. This Raven defense trying to keep him out of the end zone. They'll try to run with Hall. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Jets are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Zuerlein connects on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 30. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. Quinnen Williams, so hard to block, and he shows it that time, making the tackle for loss. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. To throw is Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they will set up shop, red zone territory at the 13-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't it?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. They'll go again with Hall. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall with his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Jets have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
A dump off now to Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
Yo.
Here's Jackson to throw. Eluding the pressure right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, I think he's just grateful to get back to the line of scrimmage and avoid not just losing yardage, but a big hit on that play as well. That defense closed on him quick and forced a quick surrender out of bounds.
Here's 2nd and 10. Inside handoff, Henry. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here is 3rd down and 4. Here's Jackson. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Charlie Kolar, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Ravens have got it back to within a score. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. The Jets on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. On play action, it's Rodgers. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Garrett Wilson, 41 yards. And the Jets have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. Do you think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed 1st down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the 1st, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 4.
Throwing is Jackson.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Taken in at the 11. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. Here now a 3rd down and 8. Throwing is Rodgers. Open man here is Conklin. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
They'll give to Hall. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Now 2nd and 9. Now it's Rodgers. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Odafe Oweh in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. Here now a 3rd and 20. Here's Rodgers to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Hey, report.
Now it's Jackson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. 43 yards. And the Ravens have cut it back within a score. So remember now, this was all set up by the stop defensively on 4th down. That's what got them this great field position. And then 2 plays later, they're already in the end zone.
Yeah, partner, funny how it works like that, huh? That's a momentum swing amusement park style. Your defense comes off the field, bouncing, grooving, they're fired up, and it carries over to the other side of the ball.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. Shotgun now for Rodgers. That is caught. He's got room at the 30. Down to the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. 66 yards. And the Jets will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Now Zuerlein on to add the extra point. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. That would almost intercept it, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Hey. Middle. Hey. Sit up.
Now Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Jackson. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 31 yards on the punt there. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. On play action, now Rodgers. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission.
And some room to maneuver. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 30.
Middle.
Second half begins with a run by Henry. Able to power through. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now 2nd and 3.
Now it's Jackson. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Now Lamar changing the look.
Jackson now.
That one out wide and intercepted.
Picked up by DJ Reed. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Rodgers.
That one into the hands of Adams downfield.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Straight ahead is Hall.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Tyler Conklin, a 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Jets are able to add on to that lead. So they're able to...
Man, what a hell of a year it's been. Keep on bluffing, but I just can't win. Drown my sorrows, but they learn to swim. Man, what a hell of a year it's been. Head in a bottle, put my heart in a case.
Take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And we are underway from MetLife Stadium.
And that's not going to be returned. Kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's 2nd down. Throwing now is Rodgers. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. He may go.
And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown.
So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
They'll run with Hall.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. They're able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
On the ground, it's the rookie from Wisconsin.
And they can't bring him down. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And it's caught. Touchdown. Tyler Conklin from 8 yards out.
And the Jets are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have, and you absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the second drive. They've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 30. And the slot man goes in motion left. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Play action. Now Jackson. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
And this was a little bit of the knock on him coming out of college. Sometimes the concentration could wander a bit. This should have been a big play, but somehow he's not able to corral it.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, middle.
To throw is Jackson. Buying time to his left. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know what's so difficult for every defense that has to prepare for Lamar Jackson? You have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think...
Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. There's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
A 2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? And now Jackson will look to throw it. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
They need to get this to the 24 on third down.
You change it. Hands up. No.
Here's Jackson to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Ashton Davis. And the Jets are going to have it here just past the 25.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps that
To the right side and intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith.
And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
But their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got 2. Do I hear 3? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked.
And in for the Ravens touchdown.
Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews.
And the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker now for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
On play action, it's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a third time.
Down the right sideline.
And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown.
It just appeared there that the defense, they had that read from the moment the ball was snapped. And not only did they get the interception, add a nice return on top of it, all the way into the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and the guy made the play. He gets the points. But it really was a group effort, wasn't it? How about the coaches? They've got to be so excited. All the preparation, time in the film room, it translated into a big play that put points on the board for their team.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10.
Right at the 30.
They'll start on the ground. Hall.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Finding room at midfield.
And some room to roam now. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the 1st down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Go to 50. Scat 300.
Rodgers going to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little...
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, it pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get the field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Here's Jackson. To the right side, into the hands of Flowers. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards the pick up there, good for a Raven first.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
No, we changed it.
Jackson. That's caught. It's Flowers. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
2nd and goal from the 1. Again, it's Ricard, the fullback. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
From back at the 3 now, this is 3rd and goal. They go play action with Jackson. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Touchdown! Justice Hill in the final seconds of the first half. And the Ravens would extend their lead here just before halftime. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And we will not have a return.
I wanna try to beat the force. I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you look a piece. Wanna see some more? 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 Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you look a piece. Wanna see some more?
Don't be afraid of the bounce. See when your things levels got changed to your mouth. How can I walk in doubt? Never been a beg, never been a loud mouth. Pen can go for days. I'm obsessed with it, can't change my ways. So blessed with it, what can I say? Top form staying in shape.
I wanna try to beat the force. I wanna try to defeat the law.
Next to some of the northernmost waters of the beautiful Chesapeake Bay, we're at M&T Bank Stadium near Baltimore's Inner Harbor.
Justin Tucker to get kicked off for Baltimore.
Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're underway from the bank. Xavier Gipson now to return. A poor return there. He only gets to the 15. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. They start the drive with Hall. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Has it man, it's Tyler Conklin. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down. From the gun, it's Hall. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, Rodgers. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Now Rodgers on 3rd and short. Complete beyond the marker. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
On 1st down, here comes Hall. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Play fake. It's Rodgers. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down.
I think you're seeing why they like this guy in coverage, man. He reacts well to throws and so adept in breaking up passes right through contact or before they ever reach the target.
Third down give to Hall. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
They've come out swinging to begin this contest as they've got it down to the 31. They'll motion him out of the backfield left. Complete to Braylon Allen. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
They give on second to Hall. Big gap up the middle. And he has this all the way down to the 14-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. Second down. Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And he'll have it down to almost the 10-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Rodgers throwing on third down. A lot of mess on the move here. And that's a New York touchdown. Well, he couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
That one splits the uprights. And the Jets will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Zuerlein has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Deontay Hardy to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Here's 2nd and 2. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. Lamar now from the gun. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue. New set of downs for him from the 46. First down, here's Lamar. Has him on the quick hitter. And he goes out a little short of the 40.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the gun, Jackson. Throwing deep for the end zone. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens finish off their opening drive. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. Tucker adds the PAT. And the Ravens start off well to tie things 7-7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. This, our last play of the quarter. Allen trying this straight ahead. And they take him down after just a small gain. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Jets football. They'll have it 2nd and 8. Play action with Rodgers. Toward Wilson, but it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton with the pick. And the Ravens take over after forcing the first turnover of this ballgame. The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Pistol snap to Jackson. This is caught by Isaiah Likely. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
We give to Henry on the inside handoff. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Lamar out of the pistol. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's out of bounds, a little short of the 10. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Trying down the middle with Henry. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut. Offense up to the line fast.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd.
Hey, middle. Hey, report.
This is Henry on 2nd. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. And the Jets can only get the return up towards the 10 before they're taken down.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Rodgers here off the play action. He's going to push one deep down the right. They get it right back. That's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. Oh, my goodness, Brock. I don't think I've ever seen this back-to-back plays, and we've got back-to-back interceptions.
And I would be stunned here, Kate, floored, if we saw a 3rd in a row right here. It might be the time to remind both of these offensive coordinators, you can run the ball, because these secondaries are locked in.
On 1st down, Jackson. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. Finds his man. It's Rashad Bateman. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. They'll get 18 yards there. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Quick.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
Lamar throwing again. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That one right down the middle. And the Ravens break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. To the left side and reeled in by Wilson. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Throwing on 1st down, Rodgers. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
To throw again on 2nd down, Rodgers. Catch is made down the right sideline. 35 on the pickup. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. Conklin brings it in. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, it just...
And in, touchdown, New York! Zuerlein on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets tie things up at 14. Zuerlein has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Wrapped up on that play by big Quinnen Williams. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They go play fake with Jackson. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this.
And he will carry this across for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens get some late points and the lead. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Tucker on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Ravens break that tie and now lead by 7. Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. The Jets take their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. First and 10 now from the 30. Blitz coming for Rodgers. That's caught. It's Breece Hall. Free inside the 30. Breece Hall. It's a New York touchdown. The Jets earn the chance to tie it before halftime. Breece Hall with the touchdown. That is as efficient as an offense can be. One play, 70 yards, and 6 points, Brock. They can save the rest of the plays they had prepared for their next series.
Rest of the plays? Why even call it there for one? I mean, that one hit the sweet spot on the barrel and got out of the yard in a hurry. Perfect call to catch him sleeping to start that drive.
That one splits the uprights. And the Jets tie this game at 21. Zuerlein has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
You know, gains that seem a little tougher to get against the front, gosh, this QB just makes routine. Such effortless running to pick up a handful on that designed run.
Now Jackson off the play action. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Lamar back to throw. All the time in the world. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. Timeout taken by New York. That's its second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. The Ravens gonna punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. He sends this away, and oh, this is gonna be a field flipper. And he gets him a small chunk of yards there before he winds up out of bounds. He manages 13 on this punt return. And they'll take over with minimal time remaining in the half. First and 10, but only time left for maybe a couple of plays here. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. He's trying to push the field. Oh no, they get him yet again. And the Ravens make the defensive stand and come through with a turnover in the final moments of the half. Here comes the final play of our first half. One final shot before halftime. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Huard with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. They'll get this drive started. First and 10.
13.
The drive begins with Henry. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Tackle made by Chuck Clark.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. We'll cobble together a yard there. That was Sauce Gardner dropping him there. They manage a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4.
I can promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Now Jackson on third down. He's on the move. Skips it short of his man. That brings up fourth down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. Looking to throw. That's incomplete on fourth down, and they'll turn over possession.
One way or the other, that was going to be a decisive play to break this tie. They thought that they could pick it up, no question about it, and build some momentum down the field. But how about a shout-out to that defense, now setting their offense up in great position.
And they pick him off again! Nate Wiggins has got it! And the Ravens take possession of the football. Wow, this has been a great game so far, Brock. A hard-fought first half, but they're really offering an edge to their opponent here by throwing a pick on their opening drive.
And now we'll get to see if they can capitalize that and pull ahead. They've already got the ball once this half. You know that they're loose, and now they get it back just one snap later.
2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
That's completed right side. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Escapes the pocket. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I'm sure Coach, play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Jackson's going to throw again. He's on the move. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. Offense in the hurry up here.
Hey, hey.
Another try following the sack. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He was looking for Mark Andrews. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
I hate those situations, Kate, as a QB. I'm looking for an open passing lane, and I can't find one anywhere. He thought he had one available. Defense did a better job of knocking it away.
And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it'll be Jets football Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Off play action, Rodgers. Short pass caught by his tight end. It's a pickup of 11. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. That's Odafe Oweh with a stop. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means. But one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Hall running between the tackles. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
Hey, these are the type of gains he's counted on to get when they're available. Unfortunately, we had tremendous vision to see the seam and get through it before that window could close.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. They go right back to Hall. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring, and guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Finds his target, Allen. They drop him with a big hit. At least he's able to hold on for the game, but boy, Brock, what a shot. Rodgers throwing on 3rd down. He beams one deep right side, and the defender comes away with it. And the Ravens get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. From the 19. And he can't escape. They drop him to the turf. Got a flag down, though, from early indications. Think this might be on the offense. They put a receiver in motion here left. Up the sideline he goes at the 35. And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Pistol snap to Jackson. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No, we changed it.
Lamar off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
He'll throw it. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. He has it at the 22. And he found some space to do a little damage there before they bottle him up. And after the punch, the offense comes out onto the field. And they'll get ready to go on offense. First down throw by Rodgers. That's caught. He finds Allen Lazard. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Hall takes it straight ahead. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Jets pushing to get within range for a game winner. Back to the line they go. It's second down.
Number 50. Hey, you block over here. Yeah, there. Look at you.
Here's Hall once more. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. So after the 2-minute warning, another stoppage here. The defense is calling time. 1:55 to go. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Now to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. Touchdown, New York! The Jets have taken the lead late. Garrett Wilson with the touchdown. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal, but you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Come on, come on. 180! Finish up! Yo.
He'll look to throw it. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Sauce Gardner with the INT. Along the right sideline, there's space. And this one may be out of reach now because the defense comes through with 6. Went to the oh well one too many times, Brock, and this time the defense was ready for it.
Yeah, you make as many catches as he has in this game, you're going to attract some extra attention. They knew it was probably going his way in the near future, and they had somebody there waiting for it that time.